Hey, B-siders. Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-side. This is Jim,
And this is Danny.
and it has been a while
Yes,
since
since
we
we've
had.
recorded about a film.
Yeah, we started this year out with interviews, and they kept coming
Yes.
and coming.
And it was wonderful.
It was. It was. That's a strong start.
Yeah.
Talked to some fantastic filmmakers, and how can you go wrong with that?
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot has kind of gone on. I don't know how much personal news we want to put in here, but nothing, life-changing.
No, I mean, things out in the world are what they are, but the latest related news is the purchasing of Warner Brothers by Netflix is no
Right.
longer going to happen. So
Paramount is buying it.
yeah, and like that's gonna be any better. It's gonna
Uh,
be more of the same lousy shit. But
it probably doesn't matter who bought it.
I mean, no, but in terms of paradigm shifting and stuff, now it's just another studio
Yeah.
subsuming another studio to act like a fucking studio, so they can make twice the number of bad movies.
Welcome to 2026.
Oh yeah. Our personal news related. We are still working as script consultants, and we are in our second draft,
Yeah.
and we're gonna red pen it soon. Just finished reading through that. And not going to mention names, but we had been asked to write a script
For a
for,
friend.
yeah, for a filmmaker who's going to make that film. So, not going to talk about it because but it does put some things on hold
Right.
because with reading one, helping folks, and making one,
Yeah.
you know, uh, the voyeur based script is kind of on the shelf. I saw you glance up behind me on the.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever talked about that one, but we won't for now.
No, it's just one that we were working on,
Yeah.
and yeah, the whiteboard behind me, all it has is
Voyeur script.
voyeur
That's
script.
what it says.
Yep, and the rest of it's completely blank. So
Hmm.
it'll probably uh, stay blank for a while
Yeah.
till we get around to that. But
The movie that we're talking about today, we did see around Christmas time
yes,
in our annual slew of holiday slasher.
Hunt for Holiday
Yeah.
Horrors. Yeah.
Um, and it really stuck with us enough so that we wanted to make sure we covered it. But I will say the second watch was not an easy one.
Well, here's let's cover this. We might have mentioned this. I don't know. It's been a while. So we found this film. We put it in our list of holiday slashers, holiday horror, whatever. We started watching it. We got about halfway through, and Lily strolled out, stopped for a second, took a look. She's like, "What in the hell is this?" So we paused, explained it to her, and based on what she had just seen and our explanation, she immediately grabbed a beverage, came around, and sat in her chair, like, "I need to watch this." So we had to start over.
Well, we asked. We said, "Do you want to just go from here, or do you want to start it from the beginning?"
Oh yeah, she wanted the full deal.
And she, wanted to start from the beginning, and we were like, "Okay."
So at the end of this movie, and it was not for the show or anything. It was just for our
Yeah.
yeah. So we've seen it 1.5 times, and for reasons I can't fully articulate, I figured this would be a good one for the show.
Yeah.
I do have. I mean, there's a lot of things to say. So we had to watch it again. So we've seen it now 2.5 times, which on one hand is probably 2.5 times more than anyone needs to.
But on the other hand,
But on the other hand,
it could only be 1.5
it could
times
only be
more.
1.5 times. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we have it on the show. You'll go for the ride. We'll
Yeah.
get there. We'll get there. Things to talk about with this.
So,
Yeah.
in the spirit of holiday horror,
Yes.
the movie we're covering today is called Christmas Bloodbath.
Yes.
It was directed by Michael Leosenti. Also written by Michael Leocenti, starring Katie Hellman, Paul Clementi, David DeCola, Ashley Walker, Eliza Fuentes, Chris Maraglia, Don Hill, Patty Culleton, Adele Crotty, Joshua Anderson, and Russell Lee. That is such a long list because
That's like everybody who's actually in it.
it is, I think, everyone who acts in it, yes. According to Tubi, this is TVMA, but it is a very independent film, and so it has not received any official
Correct.
rating.
Correct.
Under budget here, I wrote LOL. How do you feel about that?
I feel like perhaps that is the one word that was never spoken from beginning to end of this whole production, from inception to completion.
A budget was never worried about.
There was none. I mean, maybe $50 here, a tenner there, but it'll all become clear.
Someone went and blew their wad at Party City.
Yeah.
For this,
basically.
But, yeah. Here's the log line. On Christmas Eve, strangers find themselves trapped in a holiday-themed museum where they discover that the animatronics have a will of their own.
We'll address that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of fun facts.
Bring it.
This movie's not listed on IMDb. It is available.
It is on TMDB, though.
It is on TMDB. Which is, the poor kids IMDb.
The movie database.
Yeah.
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 Instead of internet database.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Looked and looked and looked, could not find it. So, I mean, officially it might be on there and I just couldn't find it. But as far as I'm aware, it is not on there. I did find pages of some of these actors on IMDb.
Oh.
I think it was Paul Clemente I found, and he's got a few movies under his belt. I don't remember the names of any of them because why? But this movie was not listed under his credited appearances.
Right.
So information was obtained from the website mfilms.com.
Okay.
Which is an independent distributor. We had a page through their website. They've got a whole bunch of stuff on there that I've never heard of.
Well, yeah, because it makes it seem like they're the studio or whatever, but they're actually just a distributor. And they've got like this catalog of stuff that they distribute.
But they're real bad at distributing it if this movie doesn't have an IMDb page.
It doesn't. Well, here's what makes it better, right? So we were talking to Hilton and we brought this movie up, and he's interested in seeing it, right? We said it's on Tubi. So when we sat down to watch it, to take notes, show me Christmas Bloodbath.
Yeah, it didn't show up.
Well, no, it came up, and then I went down, watch on, and I chose Tubi, and then it didn't show up in Tubi.
Right.
Oh, now hold on. Shit.
Did it disappear? Did we collectively have a fever dream?
Well, we had to search on it in Tubi, or did I find it on our watch list in there? Can't remember.
No, you had to go out of Tubi.
That's right. And back. So you know what? We'll say this. If you're interested, find it on Tubi if you can. It might be a puzzle.
Right.
But I don't know where else it could possibly be.
Yeah.
And that's just pretty rough.
Right.
Yeah.
There is not much on the internet about this movie at all. There are like 3 or 4 articles that pretty much shred it to little tiny sad pieces. And Copilot from Bing says this movie has not generated revenue yet.
Right. we were looking for it. I'm like, give me some production information. And I don't know where it pulled that from, because I looked at all the reference sites and there was nothing on there for it. And there's not like but 15, 20 words on each of those sites. These are not powerhouse internet stopovers,
Right.
you know.
So yeah, good luck finding it. But
Yeah.
you don't really need to, because we're gonna explain it to you, and it will be almost as if you have seen it yourself.
I mean, basically, but
But with
visuals,
us talking in your ear about it.
yeah, visuals notwithstanding,
Mm-hmm.
it's happening.
Let's
So,
go.
are we going to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. So, we start with some Christmas music and some narration. Seems pretty benign. Talking about the frustrations and failings of Christmas. We have random shots of places with snow. And then we ultimately land inside of a house with a Christmas tree and some decorations. Pretty standard stuff. Then we hear a woman screaming. And then we see her being dragged down a hallway. She's pregnant.
Obscenely pregnant.
Yeah.
Like quadruplet sized.
Comically. Well, you can tell it's a fucking couch cushion. It's
I
not
know.
even like a fake material. Yeah. And then she's like tossed on a bed. And then this older woman pulls off the woman's underwear. And the older lady, she's wearing an oxygen mask and hauling her air tank with her through all of this. And then we see that there's a table with like some random tools. And then the old lady pours some water into a bowl, and we learn that she's the girl's mother.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no describing this lady. I mean, it's like 70s sitcom, kind of like a Carol Burnett character.
They like straight stole this character from SNL.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That was where their mockery of it came from. But yeah, she's got this voice like this, and she's chain smoking through the whole air thing and everything. Well, there's more on that later. So anyway, so the daughter, she apparently, the lighting of this, I mentioned it later on, but I'm going to just mention it now. So the lighting in this movie is difficult because every scene has like 5 different fucking colors of light. And I don't mean like all in the background. They cut and then it's blue, and then they cut to a reverse shot and it's red, and then they cut back and it's fucking green all of a sudden.
Yeah,
right?
I wrote
It's wild.
The production quality is giving middle school theater kids with a home video camera vibes.
Yeah, I think I've got something later on that describes that. So anyway, when you're seeing it for the first time, the daughter apparently, with all the light, has like white hair and white skin, kind of like albino.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that tracks so far. And then all of a sudden, mom pulls out a hanger, and it's a fucking forced abortion at the beginning of a Christmas. Well, it's a horror film, but God.
Yeah.
So she tells the younger woman, whose name is Denise, to think of it as an early Christmas present. Denise screams, and then later she's dazed. We see the bowl with baby chunk. We see a different bowl with baby chunks in it.
Yeah, it's little like doll parts that they have dipped in blood. And I want to be clear about how pregnant this girl was. Like,
well, she looked like one of those
like
mega
full
moms.
term. Yeah,
well,
like Octomom.
Yeah. There was a huge. She was either giving birth to a giant,
right?
Or she had like 15 kids in there.
Yeah,
it was crazy. And and then mom tells Denise to take the abomination out back and bury it with the others. I'm like, others?
right?
Is this like a Christmas tradition? What the fuck is going on? She tells Denise to remember Santa is watching. It's been like 5 minutes, and I am already fully into what the ever-loving fuck mode is happening.
I mean, strong opener.
So then we get to the opening credits. There's cut shots of like limbs being sawed, someone's arm being nailed to a chair. I mean, and I'm watching and I'm thinking, well, when you open a Christmas horror film with a forced abortion, it's all up for grabs, I guess, at this point.
I mean, apart from this credit sequence being 75 minutes long, it's fine.
So, as the credits die down, we have some narration. We get it's basically like exposition of stuff that actually has nothing to do with anything from this point forward.
Nope.
Spoiler. Uh, so we have this dude and this woman in a car. She's driving. He's doing the narrating in his head. Uh, the and here we go. So her name is Greta, or apparently now she's just called G.
Hmm.
And he goes on to talk about not having seen her since she graduated college. And there's no getting around this. So the dude looks like he's between 45 and 50,
Right.
right? And she looks like she's in her 60s.
Yeah.
And his name is Hans. You know, get it? Hansel, Gretel.
Yeah.
This is the first of many references. Um, this conversation is so, or not conversation, but his narration and the conversation that follows is so hard to latch onto because they're both probably enjoying senior citizen discounts.
I mean, yeah.
And they're supposed to be like in their fucking,
She has liver spots.
yeah, early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no effort at all to make up for the, to do any makeup, to make up for
Hmm.
this disparity here. But you know what? Hey, we're going to roll with it.
Yeah.
And so they're in this car and the green screen is just so noticeable. I mean, base level, folks, base level. And I'm, not to pat my own back, but I do way better with the BF McGillicuddy stuff than this. And that's only because it's so easy to do at a basic level. But somebody stopped short. Another spoiler, this is not going to be the last bit of green screen that you see in this movie. So this conversation is really just so benign. There's something about G being non-binary and all this judgmental parent shit has nothing to do with anything.
There's a lot of attention paid to G's sexual identity.
Yeah, which goes nowhere and does nothing. Ever. So Hans turns up some trash music after they make references to themselves as kids. And every time that it's just more laughable each time.
Kids who just graduated college.
Yeah, oh, it's just, like a young people like us. Okay, let's just move on.
Right.
So anyway, he's got this trash music playing. So apparently they're going to go see some killer band that he likes. In addition to all the green screen and random shots, they pass a sign that says City of Nuclear. So that's where they're going. Even though the road shots are of like Ohio Street and
right.
And like in a major city, and they're supposed to be like podunky.
Literally, right? As he's saying, there are signs that say 666, but I'm looking at it as he's saying that, and it clearly says Ohio Street.
Yeah, and it's not even like exit 666 or any shit like that. There's no sixes anywhere on the fucking screen. So anyway, and then there's this small bit where there's these animated animals, and I mean like toy stop motion animation, eating like green goo from a barrel. Welcome to Nuclear, and just we're in it. So we cut from the road trip to a big corporation building called Slime Corp. Slime Corporation. And we have a woman/man is doing some presentation about the future of the beauty industry called some stuff called Oozmagoria.
Oozmagoria.
Magoria? I thought it was Mitgoria.
It's not.
Magoria?
Yeah.
That doesn't help. So there's this green substance in this glass bottle jar thing with a radiation symbol on it. And they're sitting at this table. There's like all these employees and the boss. Now, I just want to go back. So this woman/man thing, you don't know what is happening. We've only been in this for a couple minutes, and already it has just stripped away any kind of presumption. So is this a trans person? Is it a transvestite? Is it something else we don't know that.
We spent a long time talking about labels earlier
Yeah.
in this film already. So
Yeah. So you go with what is going on. So not sure where that actually fully lands, because I didn't direct it, nor did I write it.
right. But the very large woman is overshadowed by somebody else at the table.
Yes, the boss.
Yeah.
The boss is a puppet.
An actual
An
literal puppet.
actual Sesame Street style puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this little puppet dude, no shit, not kidding, is sitting in this chair and deriding an employee for having a negative attitude. The boss's name is Mr. Leach, and he tells the presenter, Miss Rowe, to do the honors. And all of a sudden, a fucking anvil drops on the employee's head. And when I say this, what I'm saying is a cutout of an anvil, right? A graphic
is superimposed
and dropped straight shunk like that.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's this weird blood, again, superimposed blood spray splatter thing. And that is that.
Yep.
So here's the point, though, where it was all solidified. What we've just seen, what we've just endured, and then this whole beginning of this conference thing, there's no mistaking what kind of ride you're on.
Yeah.
With the rest of this. Okay. So Leach drinks some of this stuff, and I can't even hone in on the dialogue. There's so much absurdity going on. The dialogue is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I will make a reference here and there just to prepare you folks. So because this happened or that happened, obviously they were speaking of it, but I'm not shitting you. It is so hard to hone in on what's going on.
Because visually it's so distracting.
It is. It just pulls you out of the zone.
Yeah.
And also, none of it seems to connect. It's just so weird. You just can't buy into more than 30 seconds of this being an actual conversation. So anyway, oh yeah, here it is. I noted that so far the production value is at the level of an underfunded preschool play.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like not even grab shit from around the house to make a set or, set dressing, but more like pulled from the city dump. Right? There is just all kinds of, you'll see it, folks. So anyway, now we have some other dude who's having it off with Mr. Leach because no one learned their lesson from Anvil Head.
No.
Right? Leach asks if he's afraid of alligators. And this is my favorite effect by far. Presses a button and suddenly the man is gone. He's supposed to slide down a hole. And so what they show is a shot of alligators in a zoo.
Yes.
Right? Not eating, not doing it, just like sitting there. And then with like fake blood splats on the screen that's supposed to be pools of his blood. They're supposed to be eating them because you hear, in the background.
Right.
And it doesn't fit at all. So now we have Last Man Standing, and he does the right thing and basically just kisses the CEO's ass, and Miss Rowe's ass. So his name is Mr. White, and Leach makes him, I know it's the new junior CEO, but that was too much writing, so I just call him CEO.
Okay.
And this is the only time you'll hear me call him Mr. White again right now.
Oh, I call him Mr. White the whole time.
Not me. He's just CEO. And this whole bit is just like over the top, So now we have Hans narrating again. This becomes, it's so weird because it's almost like they're going for like the Philip Marlowe Private Eye kind of.
Right, except Hans is a little bitch.
Well, he's a little bitch, but he's also talking present tense and past tense.
I know.
And, foreshadowing.
I know he's sometimes narrating what we're watching as it happens.
Yeah.
And we didn't really need him to narrate us through what we can see with our eyeballs.
I know. I've got plenty of those comments. So anyway, while he's narrating, so now we have this fucking van green screened. This one is all put together. It's a green screen or superimposed van picture up against the telephone pole with superimposed steam or something coming from the engine, right? So you're thinking, oh, a van crashed. No, 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 no. We have three people, one with the ridiculous mohawk wig. His name is Spencer, who's with a woman and a younger dude.
I call him Green Mohawk. I call her Pink Mullet. And I call the other one Emo Oil Slick.
Oh, that's Judith and Tony.
Sure it is.
Yeah. So they're going on about how they ran out of gas.
I know.
Like, what?
Why is your van on fire?
Yeah, that's gas. Being out of gas is the least of your issues. Your fucking car is up on a telephone pole smoking, but hey.
Sure.
And apparently they got lost because there's no cell signal anywhere. So Spencer is just another wildly inappropriate character in what has been a rampaging parade
of wildly inappropriate characters.
Yes. Spencer decides they're all going to crash at the Christmas museum across the street, and he makes a comment like, "Oh, it's it's got it's creepy. It's got good vibes and stuff.
We could film our music video there."
Yeah, and it's so when they cut to the shot, it's not. It looks like the side of like the church auxiliary building.
Right.
Right. There's nothing about this that lends itself to anything that
a Christmassy anything,
or even horror or creepy. I mean, the only vibe you get is bake sale. So apparently this is a band, and now all of a sudden they're going to carry all of their fucking gear into this museum and stay the night or nights. What the?
I have no idea. So we go back to abortion mom, who is on the phone to her nosy neighbor talking about disappearing kids. There were no signs for missing kids. There was nothing showing us there were any missing kids. Apparently, we just needed to know that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what they talk about, but eventually abortion mom hangs up. And then Hans and G are still driving around talking about some college project for G.
Yeah.
So as they're driving, Hans sees the Denise. I call her abortion girl.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't catch her name until later, and then it just kind of stuck. They changed names 16 million times throughout this movie.
I know.
For all the characters. So they're abortion mom and abortion girl.
Yep.
So he sees her superimposed on a window. And he calls her beautiful, but she looks evil.
Yeah.
Beautiful isn't the first word that came to mind for me.
No. And this is where we get to see for sure she is as white as the whitest makeup you can get.
Right, with red contacts.
With full blown red eyes and then the white hair.
Mm-hmm. So then they're walking up to the house that abortion girl and abortion mom live in. And Hans drops some stuff. And G's like, I hope it wasn't anything important. But there's a douche that was dropped on the sidewalk for some reason. And I don't know why you would need that for a college project.
I have no idea. And the best part, we'll never know.
They never follow up on it.
No,
no one ever trips and falls on the douche.
No.
Anyway. So abortion mom is introduced as Miss Chapman and then Maddie. And she immediately is angry, saying G is on the company's payroll. G gives her a gift bag and then asks to go over the offer from her employer. G works for Slime Corp, I guess.
Apparently.
And
yeah.
Hans is narrating this whole scene.
Yes.
And I wrote, I'm almost a page down and I'm still waiting for these supposed unimaginable horrors he keeps mentioning. So then we see abortion girl sneaking out her window. Someone's outside and starts a speech about their love.
Yeah.
And she doesn't seem to love him.
Well, he wants to run off and get married.
The acting is atrocious.
It isn't even that.
So she's going out the window. And then abortion mom and the kids.
Hold on. I just want to point out, because this is, I think, very important
Mhm.
for the feel and the theme. She tells this dude he's got to be quiet. People are still awake.
It's
Broad
broad
fucking daylight.
broad daylight. Broad daylight. And then where was I? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the abortion mom and the quote kids
Mm-hmm.
hear noise, and abortion mom says, "Oh, that's the radioactive raccoons." And I was like, "Whoa, okay, that apparently wasn't a full stop for that conversation."
No.
Go on. Um, we see G without a hat, which is 10 times worse than G with a hat.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening there. Um, abortion mom talks about her daughter, Denise, who she says is dead. And
Yeah.
and while she's doing that, Hans is narrating while the actor is literally just making faces on screen that sort of match up with his narration.
I mean, sort of. Yeah, but the dude's just like, yeah, he's just mugging
Yeah.
at the camera.
Yeah. So then the abortion girl's beau, who was waiting out the window for her, sees all the miniature graves, all of them fresh. Like there's snow around them, but like there's at least 4 that were just buried,
Right.
apparently. The quadruplets she was carrying, I guess. And she tells him, Billy, that she's pregnant. And she clearly is. And then she hugs him, and a bloody brain prop falls out of her.
That was the placenta.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't tell him she was pregnant.
Oh.
She's pregnant. She said she was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, yeah, it's just out of fucking nowhere between this bad.
Onto his shoe.
Yeah. Just, no, between her, just between her legs while he's standing. Yeah. And just, oh, and I have to take care of that too. I didn't have time.
Billy is only mildly alarmed by this. Meanwhile, the nosy neighbor is calling a nun to report suspicious neighborhood activity. And it's all just meandering nonsense.
Yeah. So they do make a reference here about more missing kids, but they talk about abortion mom's husband in a light reference to something terrible happening, but not like the guy on Elm Street. So they make a reference to Freddy Krueger being,
Sure,
shanghaied by the whole town, right? Because that's apparently what
weird.
has happened in the past year. So this is the first of or not the first, but yet another of many references to different movies. So this is Nightmare on Elm Street. When we first started seeing this, I'm like, oh, we're going to be doing that all the way through. No, just movies in general.
So then Hans sees the abortion girl superimposed on a window again, like she's sneaking around the house.
That is one of my favorite things.
And she goes, shh.
Yeah, it's a digital window.
Yeah.
Right, with the crosshatch panes, and then she's rotoscoped in behind it. Not even, it's like she floated in bouncing.
I know.
And then she turns and goes, shh, right to the camera. It just looks, and then it's gone.
I love how that tickles you.
It just does. It's just out of fucking nowhere. And I'm just, it's just one more thing of its own in this visual absurdity that we have been taking in.
Oh, how no one else saw her is a mystery no one will ever solve. So the abortion mom is talking about her dead husband and his Christmas museum, his animatronics, he liked Santa, blah, blah, blah. Slime Corp apparently want the property and what's in the museum. And she tells them they can go there and look for themselves. And they just agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the whole mission was to get her to just sign some paperwork. Apparently they're going to go check out this Christmas museum.
Yep.
Because a creepy old lady told them so.
Yeah.
And she tells them to go while she looks over the contract. And then when they leave, they say they'll be back. And Maddie says, I doubt that. And then calls someone named Jeff, telling them it's time to make Slime Corp pay.
Yeah.
So we're back to Mr. Leach, the puppet.
Before we do that,
Mhm.
I'm going to just let you know I'm going to interrupt you if you don't mention it, but Hans is fucking talking again,
Oh,
narrating.
just imagine that Hans is talking the whole fucking time.
I know. I just like pointing it out that here we are again.
I know. I mentioned that several times, but still not every time.
No.
So this movie feels like a fever dream. And here's my notes verbatim. I can't keep going on with these detailed notes. Why spoil it for anyone watching? I think this puppet and Miss Rowe are in a gross sexual relationship. She picks up the she picks up the puppet to nurse him with clearly plastic boobs.
So
Like they're not even good ones.
yeah, for that I had he's pissing and moaning, she's rubbing his tiny shoulders, and then before you know it, she's ripping open her dress, and yeah, this big fake silicone tits.
Yeah, so okay. You can, right, get real looking silicone tits.
Yeah, at Hollywood
They're expensive.
or Halloween Express and
Yeah.
all the other places.
But
yeah.
these people, I think, just went to a sex store and bought a set of like fuck tits.
I was actually thinking they cut like the torso off of a cheap sex doll.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know, but yeah.
So, then Mr. White comes in, while the puppet is sucking the rubber tit.
Yeah.
And then the puppet throws up green oobleck on Mr. White, and he tells White he needs the property. I wrote, we get it. Fuck. He's sending Mr. White to kill the abortion mom.
Mm-hmm.
So then we're with Hans and G again, who say they're at the museum, but it looks like the abortion mom's front door. Hans recognizes the music they can hear. It's his Rancid Beavers band.
Yeah, I didn't even write the name down. I wouldn't.
I wrote, presumably the Wig Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this place looks nothing at all like where those kids were. And then G spends about 10 minutes talking about how being who they are makes everything difficult for them.
I put, because at this point, this isn't the first time. It came up at the door.
Yeah.
For abortion mom. Came up in the living room, and it came up in the living room again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so frustrated by how many times this had come up. It has nothing to do with anything and how poorly it was done. I just wrote, now we have some more pity party non-binary with poor parents bullshit going on again.
None of it has any bearing on what is actually going on in the movie.
No, and it's not like I'm shitting on a message, because that's not the message. It is literally just some random fucking thing that keeps coming up that has no bearing on anything or decision-making process or leads the script or misleads us or red herrings. It has literally nothing to do. She could have just dropped everything, started talking about the durability of fucking Tonka trucks, and it would have more relevance.
I know.
Than all this coming up. But anyway.
Because there might be Tonka trucks in this museum.
Making me mad.
Making me mad. So Hans finds a fairly new Ring camera. Someone talks.
They did such a poor job hiding the name. Instead of putting a camera on a tripod to shoot the fucking doorbell, someone's holding it, and then you see it in the bottom, ring, and then it's like, ring.
Yeah. Whew. Someone talks and the door magically opens, then closes behind them. It's clearly just a house with some Christmas decorations that someone bought from Dollar Tree.
Yes.
Still waiting for the horrors to happen and not feeling optimistic.
Well, and any kind of horror vibe.
I know.
I mean, we had the forced abortion.
Sure.
And
which honestly was just more weird than scary.
Super weird. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, nothing has pulled the scare chain at all.
Right.
Right. That whistle has not sounded. So they go inside, and I wrote the band is playing seemingly, because there's music and there's words and there's the physical actions of the actors and the mouthing that none of it lines up.
I wrote the word atrocious like 16 times in my document.
It's going to become a favorite word in your word processor.
It already is.
All right. So in walk G and Hans. Spencer loses his shit. We have a shot of the two talking. Now let's talk about this. Right. This is magical to the point of here's yet more absurdity. And I think this actually would take more fucking effort to do, but bear with me, folks. So we have Spencer facing Hans and G. So they're talking to one another face to face. So we're doing over the shoulder for both, right? We have them talking and then the reverse, it's all over the shoulder. Now, so while they're talking, Spencer isn't even in the shot. He's a digital still image superimposed over the shot of the two of them.
Yeah.
It is so obvious.
Yeah.
It is wild. And
why?
And then they cut to him talking and they're superimposed.
I know. And why?
I know. Why? Anyway. So Tony, your young goth dude, whatever, this is
emo oil slick.
Yeah, this is the same actor who is playing Miss Rowe.
And one of the business people at the table.
Oh, yeah, and was one of the business people at the table. The first one, the woman who got anvil head.
Yeah.
All right. So now some guy is watching this on a laptop. I'm guessing, okay, security camera, talking to mom. So abortion mom, I just call mom.
Sure.
So all of a sudden now things are locking automatically. Apparently doors are locking, windows are locking. We don't see
in
any
this
of it. We just hear
super high tech residential home.
And I think a door closes on its own. But anyway. So when that's done, we cut back to this dude that mom was talking to. But wait, there's a woman with him. Oh shit, hold on. They're conjoined twins. The dude and the woman easily have a 20-year difference between their age.
Right.
So
let's overlook the fact that Siamese twins cannot be separate sexes. They never have been.
Right.
Because they're always identical twins. Even if like one is less formed than the other, they're still identical.
Right.
Right, genetically.
Yeah.
There are so many more things wrong with this than the literal impossibility of it.
I get it. I mean, my thought was, we talked about it after, like he was like some sort of like embryo polyp or something that by the time she hit 20, it just started growing.
I think she got pregnant.
And it grew out of her?
And it grew out of her.
Oh, that's even worse.
But they talk about their parents, so
yeah, and nobody cares. And then we got more. Hans is fucking going on and on again. So we find out Billy is apparently Mr. Leach's son. Mm-hmm. He and Denise are talking about her killing their baby, and Denise is saying they're done because she's terrible and he'll figure it out one day. And then CEO shows up, and he's like, and they don't even talk to him. They ignore him basically. And then suddenly they're all fucking gone, right? And then Billy is knocking on Denise's door, which is mom's door. And I didn't even know she was at home.
Can I back up just a second?
Please do.
Because Mr. White asks Denise if she knows where her mom is. Denise apparently didn't know that Mr. White was a part of the scene and so didn't respond. And then he also said that Denise is Mr. Leach's daughter. He said, your dad sent me.
Well, I thought he was talking to Billy when he said that.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It sounded like she was Mr. Leach's daughter.
I don't know.
To me.
All right. Well. So anyway, mom puts out a cigarette angrily and goes to the door, pulling her air tank with her. She picks up a cleaver in the kitchen, opens the door, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly ends up putting the cleaver in Billy's head. Now, I'm going to say this. Nothing here is ever going to reach low budget cinema level effects. But the cleaver in the head looked like a pretty decent Halloween costume effect.
I did
And
say so far this is the best effect.
yeah, now and by that I mean somebody who actually spent like 50 to $100 to buy the appliance and to get everything to make it look like a cleaver sticking in their head. And the dude's bald, so it's not like a wig with a cleaver in it, right?
Right.
They had to do the flesh and the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, kudos.
Yeah.
I was like surprised.
They probably used some of that leftover latex from the business guy who got thrown to the alligators,
Oh yeah, he
who
had
looked
this.
like he had someone just poured latex all over his face.
It was, I don't even know what that was all
His
about.
face was like melting.
It was terrible. Um. Oh, and at this point, so I just wrote, just to note, there is no way that Tubi can justify so many fucking commercials for this movie. It's like every 4 to 6 minutes, it felt like we're watching a string of those fucking gambling app commercials.
I know.
God, it's like a long movie longer. So, and then Hans is fucking blathering again. Um, and now mom is cutting Billy up in the bathtub, blathering about Leech and the company and what all. She's not very good at cutting him up, but the foam limbs are something else. So the CEO is now at the museum now, looking to kill mom. And I mean, if you're go kill Fred, wouldn't the first fucking place you go be Fred's house?
But the door he's trying to get into is just a plastic vinyl decor of a door.
I know the door to this museum is like 80 different doors.
I know.
Okay. Um so all of a sudden the nosy neighbor shows up. She's apparently a neighborhood watch. And then again with babbling about missing kids. And then CEO suddenly has a fucking epiphany and decides to go to mom's house to see if she's home so he can kill her. I'm just pausing to give my brain a rest here. And then we cut to Denise, who's hiding somewhere in the ground. She's like next to a build. It's all of this green screen shit. I just don't know who's what, where, and doing why.
Right.
And suddenly she throws a snowball at nosy neighbor. Nosy neighbor ends up stumbling and then staggering back and forth. Suddenly a fucking icicle falls and hits her square in the fucking top of the head. And oh, by the way, the snowball leaves powdered sugar everywhere.
It does.
When it hits. So Denise is over there crying, and then she starts piling snow on the body that's on the porch next to the door.
Right.
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff we haven't talked about, like interior shots and stuff, but we need to have another chat here quick. This museum has zero fucking animatronics in it at all.
There were more animatronics with them driving along the road into the town.
I know. All that we see are stuffed animals and like little Christmas statues, a mannequin here and there. But nothing is moving, and there is no animatronic anything fucking happening here. And of course, the museum is just some small rooms in someone's house. Right? This isn't even a museum. It's just like weird, random shit put on shelves.
I know. So this is a room made of middle school props, made of tinfoil streamers and construction paper furniture.
Yeah, with aluminum foil covering the windows.
Yeah,
because I guess they didn't want anyone to see that they're. I don't know, but anyway, somehow, and this I love this. So with Hans and G, somehow in their babbling, Hans finds a tape recorder in a bag next to a chair that can't be seen by the camera because it's between the chair and the fake fireplace. And all of a sudden he knows it's there and there's a fucking tape recorder in it.
Right.
No fucking hint as to how or why he zoned in on this. And then we cut to Spencer, who is fucking Judith while he's being fucked by Tony.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're running a train. Spencer is disturbed by the stuffed elves on the table, so all the fucking stops, and then Judith puts her foot down, and she's just not going to do that anymore. She's not in the mood. I don't know. Didn't need to happen, didn't need to be said, didn't need to go there. But anyway, this, if nothing else, serves as an example of why you don't go overboard with characters that you want the audience to dislike or hate, because there's a million different ways you can do it. It's a pretty simple process. But the full on vulgarity and smarmy overacting or underacting, as the case could very well be, uh, just doesn't do it. I mean, it's just so reprehensible. And again, I don't have Victorian, fucking morals, but there's just a point where even like Van Wilder meets 80s, shit movie meets National Lampoon and its worst fucking day. And this makes those all look like Oscar winning films.
R100 was more tasteful.
Oh, fuck yeah. R100 was brilliant.
It actually was.
Yeah. This just, a little bit of Spencer goes way too far. And we've just had way too much of them at this point. So, Judith and Tony end up going away from Spencer, and we got Hans fucking babbling at us again. And then we cut to CEO is talking to Leach, telling him how he did fuck all, didn't kill her, and all this and that. And then we have Mr. Leach asking for cream in his coffee. Out come the fake tits and squirting milk into his coffee. Somehow we have gotten to the point where Miss Rowe is flashing her tits at CEO.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's nice. And then all of a sudden a mouth appears between them and she eats his head.
Yeah, she's got mimic tits.
Yeah.
What?
I'm going to use that.
Mimic tits?
Yeah. Our next session.
In D&D?
Yeah.
You not with the kids.
No, we'll do our small group.
God, the effects here, I wrote, just dump blood on it for at least 100% better effects. It's like they're not even trying.
No. So let's be clear. Nothing has actually physically happened. This is all like superimposed over superimposed over superimposed over superimposed. And I don't mean creatively. There's no rotoscoping at all. I mean, there's fuzzy edges. There's partial bits of background from wherever they were because it wasn't a full green screen. I don't know what was going on. But anyway.
Can I read my next 2 sentences of my notes?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like this script was developed via a game of telephone.
I like it. And not even like written down. I feel like in the moment, guy's on the phone. He's like, okay, now say this.
I
know. Okay. So moving on. Leach is going to take care of things himself. So Miss Rowe dutifully straps him into a fucking baby Bjorn and they're off. And then Hans again going on about shit. So apparently mom's husband worked for Slime Corporation but quit. Anyway, we get a piece where Hans is explaining that the guy, Charlie is his name, mom's husband. His inventions were so advanced that he created a computer chip that could store all of a person's memories. And he says all of this while holding a fucking schematic for a gear.
Yeah.
A gear. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
And then, of course, G doesn't care. So now it's all about these diagrams. G suddenly stands up and is going off for no reason about nothing.
Furious about being bamboozled by Slime Corp.
Whatever. And then some babble about shit we already figured out within the first 3 minutes of this film. It's not a complicated plot. We have a flashback to Charlie as Santa going on about kids going missing. What is going on in this fucking town?
Right?
It's in black and white so that we know it's a flashback. Somewhere in this long dialogue, people casually walk into the room. It's supposed to be the peasants or the villagers storming the castle kind of thing, but literally they're just rolling in like they're an hour early for fish night at the VFW.
They do look very chill.
Very chill.
And they got their getup of costumes, I think, in the really dusty box in the back of the school theater.
Yeah. Well, the woman is the actor who plays Denise.
Yeah.
And she's dressed in like 20s.
Right.
how how long is this fucking anyway? Yeah, breathing exercises. So anyway, they end up nailing Santa to the chair. They kill him. And then we have another reference to a movie, this time Miracle on 34th Street. And then G gives us a summary of what we just saw and heard because they're listening to the tape.
Right. And then they tell us about what we literally just saw happen.
Yeah. And not 100% accurately either. So she takes the tape recorder and storms off. I love that Hans asks where the animatronics went, as if, and then there's like shots of like empty spots on the floor. And I'm like, there aren't any. There weren't any.
There never were.
Nothing vanished. There's no animatronics here, sir. You are in no danger of being taken in by a robot. It's just, oh my God. So now all of a sudden they can't open any doors or windows. Hans is narrating again. And this is where I like lost my shit. There are so many different fucking colors of lighting in every scene. There should be a trigger warning at the beginning of this movie about migraines and or seizures, because every time they cut, it's a different goddamn color and different intensity, different everything. It literally nothing. No attention was paid to like anything.
Yeah.
Up to this point.
Are you on page 3?
Am I? Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second too. All right. So all of a sudden they're trying to get out. Now G all of a sudden lost Hans. They're standing in a space of about 12 square fucking feet.
Yeah.
Right? There's no doors to go anywhere. No other avenue of exit other than where they came in. And all of a sudden he's like gone. Right? And then all of a sudden we see Boots with clearly someone wearing Santa pants.
Yeah, it's very clearly a Santa.
Stepping in or out or just stepping somewhere.
Definitely Boots.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden Hans finds Denise, who looks like she's carrying a snack tray.
I wrote who seems to be getting a midnight snack.
She doesn't want to help him get out. And then Hans is we're having a conversation scene and the fucking guy's narrating again.
I know, a scene that he's in.
Yeah. So then Denise says she goes over to because they're in the museum. So that's where she went. I don't know. But she goes over to the museum every night to leave milk and cookies for her dead dad. Spencer's looking for the stuffed elf. A toy car bumps into his foot. We hear childlike laughter. None of this makes sense. And the toys are just random bits of shit. I mean, stuff that got off the bottom shelf at Goodwill, like the little phone that you pull with the string and the iGoogles thing, and it goes and it's annoying as shit. But then yeah, so stuff like that age, and not like it's looking new, not museum quality. Literally, they pulled this shit out of the rubbish bin. And then the toys start attacking him. So he's attacked by a ball, some string, random bits of assorted junk. Very slowly, I might add.
Yeah, it goes on for an obnoxiously long time.
So he ends up being tied up. And then 2 toy cars suddenly pull him in half. But nope, he's not dead. Because he's crawling forward. And now we have another green screen like picture of guts.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just okay. Anyway, so
I have critiques.
We'll get to those. So G finds Tony and Judith, who just saw Spencer dead. They want to get out. Then we're back to the conjoined middle-aged and elderly twins who are bitching about, and I just wrote, who the fuck cares?
I wrote, they exposit some backstory.
Yeah. And then Hans helps us out by talking again. And now Miss Rowe is on the security camera along with Leach. Rowe is offering to show her tits if they let her in. Bam, she's in. Hans is following Denise to find a way out, which is through one of the 4 doors that we've seen that has stymied them.
Yeah.
And it says maintenance. And she's like, oh, you just go through the maintenance man's door to get out. Okay. So Leach has the conjoined twins at gunpoint. G is dropping some truly Sherlockian fucking deductions in this whole thing, right?
Right.
And then there's this bit with Tony and G talking back and forth at one another. Is murder on the ears? And then Hans saves us by narrating again. And then now Judith wakes up in a kiddie pool full of stuffed animals in a closet. She takes off, steps outside onto the cotton batting that is on the ground, which is supposed to be snow, is scared by a snowman who is bleeding from its head. Whoops, it's the nosy neighbor underneath the snow when the snow falls away.
Yeah, but they cross-faded
Yeah.
the snowman's head.
No.
It was like a PowerPoint effect. So then the pink mullet girl is hiding near this toxic chemical barrel and gets the slime on her hand. And then the tree behind her has a mouth superimposed on it and eats her.
Suddenly becomes a monster.
Suddenly.
There we are.
The blood on the cotton pad snow is finally a decent amount, but it's still a cotton batting pad, clearly.
And not really next to anything, just a random shot of.
Yeah. I wrote, I wish this movie would pick a fucking direction. So then, emo oil slick boy is hanging out with the mannequins now. He left G when the pink mullet girl fell, so the mannequins are going to use Christmas lights to string this kid up. And while that happens, I want to talk to you about the technique used.
Sure.
So if, for example, you wrap the snaking light strand around a bit of pipe, you film yourself pulling it off the pipe.
Yeah.
And then you reverse the shot to make it look like the light is wrapping itself around the pipe.
You've just described every kung fu movie ever made.
It's a decent trick when used correctly.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not against it. And I
No.
think that's a good thing you can learn from this film.
I mean, yeah.
I'm looking for positives. So back to Hans. He's in the room with the Siamese twins and Leech and Roe. And then G suddenly walks in and Hans narrates that G is coming to his rescue, but it does not really feel like G is coming to anyone's rescue.
I just want to interject. Still, no animatronics.
None. Zero. So they confront Leech about his pollution and technology, greed, or whatever. He tells Roe to take care of them and then somehow just leaves.
Sure. Can I just make a comment here?
Yeah.
So we've heard about this fucking animatronic genius, right? And this computer chip maker and all this great stuff. And given what we've seen, I just wrote down that it seems like the people of this town are just deeply mentally unrobust because they think all of this shit, these stuffed animals and broken toys, and a mannequin, are robots.
I know.
Okay.
So, at this point in the scene, I wrote this would be a perfect time for Hans to narrate what we're already watching. Oh, great. He is doing so.
Yeah.
G is in no rush, but there is what could reasonably be called an attempt at a fight scene.
Sure.
The effects have potential, but what I've been saying the whole time in my notes is more blood, please.
Yeah.
You could fix it with more blood. Just when in doubt, drown it out.
I'm just going to show you something. You've got all that, right?
Yeah.
Do you see all those caps, all caps?
Yeah.
Bits? That all of those say Hans talking, Hans talking, Hans talking again. That gives you an idea how much more of this fucking narration nonsense is coming up.
Yeah. At this point, G experiences the first real time anyone in this film has had a problem with their sexual identity is when Leech calls them a Gen Z freak show, which actually has not that sick a burn. But I thought he left, but now he's back. And
he's just a puppet. He just didn't make it above the bottom of the frame in a couple shots.
he said, take care of them. And he went like he was going to leave, but then he's back again. So I guess he was like, fake out. And then he shoots one of the twins. So the other twin puts Leech the puppet into a food processor that is just conveniently sitting there.
Right. And turns the puppet into liquid.
Yeah. On the church basement fold out table that they're sitting in front of.
Yes.
And then suddenly Roe cuts off the head of the other puppet, or of the other twin with a chainsaw.
Right.
This plastic. She turns on G. And then there's another attempted fight scene. She tries to drown G in the toxic waste that just happens to be sitting there. Hans talks some more, and then chainsaws Ro.
Yeah.
They leave, and I'm not sure why they don't just go to the front door, because that's where the twins were at, the front door, manning the door with the doorbell, the Ring doorbell. That's where everyone has come into this building.
Yes.
And yet, they're in this control room, and they can't figure out the way out.
No.
Hans falls into the same kiddie pool that Pink Mullet fell into earlier, even though G watched this happen. She didn't warn him in time.
Well, and the best part is, this is somehow he fell like through the floor,
right,
into this, because then all of a sudden we get a shot of her like bent over, looking like she's looking down. Like, what are the fucking physics of this building?
Yeah. So then there's a jingling sound, and it's the Santa bot, but it's actually just a dude literally doing the robot with his arms, dressed as Santa.
And well, with half of I guess it's supposed to be a robot.
Sure.
Face.
And I wrote, wait, what do you mean you don't remember the Santa bot? We saw his boots sometime toward the beginning of the movie for 2 seconds. Don't you remember? He forgot that he was on call for this movie until this point. There's another attempt at a fight scene. Maybe right within your means is the message of this film. And then something happens where apparently it was Santa's nuts that were jingling, and they came out as
in the struggle,
bells, like
Hans
Christmas balls.
Throws the chainsaw between his legs.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, they're going to cut him in half. No, you just hear, and then 2 Christmas ornaments fall between Santa's legs.
Santa's jingle balls.
Yeah.
Also, in other news, abortion girl is dead, apparently.
Oh, so, yeah. That happened.
G says they need to go talk to Mrs. Chapman, who's the abortion mom. And Hans, I'm paraphrasing here, says, nah, I think we've done enough. Let's just take the evidence and leave her with a bunch of bodies on the property. Hans is kind of a cold bitch.
Yeah.
So they go to the abortion mom's house anyway, and she mumbles at them for a long time. And then they explain everything we've already seen for the past 6 hours of this film. They give her the backpack. Hans tells her daughter died, but she already told them that her daughter was already dead.
Right, and she just doesn't care. She's like, she was just a disappointment.
Yeah. So we see...
Oh, and apparently she's made dinner.
Yeah.
For them.
You know, the characters talking. We see something happen while the character talks about it, and then Hans narrates it. It's amazing. And then G says this lady set them up. Do you want to wrap us out? Or do you want me to finish out? Because I've got it.
Go for it.
Okay. So abortion mom is making something with a penis cake mold on her counter. She gives a monologue. And then she pulls a styrofoam head out of the oven that I think is supposed to be Billy.
Yeah.
And she talks about the pollution making it so she needs to eat human flesh.
Slime Corporation caused her sickness, and she has to eat human flesh to ease the pain. But I just want to point out the penis cake thing.
Yeah.
So we saw it on there. We saw it. We're like, each time you're like, there's a penis-shaped cake thing on the
penis
counter.
Cake mold there.
Yeah. But what she pours into it looks like scrambled eggs.
It looks like already partially cooked scrambled eggs.
Yeah. So weird. Anyway. Yeah, don't get excited, folks. There's no penis anything.
So then Hans and G are like, oh, we gotta go. And she gets a cake knife and comes at him. And then they stick her head in the oven. Oh my God. How original.
Mm-hmm.
Or near it anyway. And then she somehow blows up.
And I have to say this just in case people are not able to engage enough to get the reference. Hansel, Gretel.
Yeah.
Witch oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she just explodes.
Yeah, she explodes.
And they narrate why she would have exploded. So then they see body parts and stockings around the house for some reason before leaving.
Yeah.
And I wrote, oh, goody, we're getting an epilogue. But we hear Santa's jingle balls again. And then G takes the gun and just runs off and shoots Santa in front of a child. And Hans acts like G is out of control. A cop is there suddenly, and Robot Santa starts moving. G shoots it. The cop shoots G in the head.
Yep.
But G somehow gets to have a talking last moment with Hans.
Yes.
And Hans cries. And I wrote, a lot of fucking nerve pulling a Romero. And then Hans narrates pointing the gun at a cop and then gets shot. And it's still not over.
No.
Did you think the movie was over? Because I said that was the epilogue? I did too. And then there was more movie.
Yes.
We're at this crime scene and we see the chip from Santa.
Yeah.
And this is apparently the super chip or whatever. And Hans is narrating again. And there's an IV with the slime. And he's narrating to us that he's in a coma. And outside is apparently Mrs. Leach. And she's the evil guy now. And she says Mr. Leach was a puppet in her plan. And I can't. They talk for ages. And then I thought it was over. But guess what? There's more movie.
Yes, there is.
And I wrote, please let it end. They're using G for the microchip thing. And the guy, who's apparently a doctor or a surgeon, I
just put lab tech.
He mimes sewing it in. And when I say this to you, they had the camera set on him. He had a very obvious large needle and regular thread, as far as I could tell. And what he did was he dipped the needle below the line of the camera and then back up. I'm sorry, I was just very...
It's fine. I just want to say this. So, yeah, this movie has like 10 more minutes, 10 more. Every time you turn around, 10 more minutes. It's just terrible. So there's like 7 or 8 minutes left of this sense shit after, we thought we were done. Mm-hmm. But I just want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fucking times. 7 times in the last few minutes of this film, Hans is narrating. All right. That's the movie. Okay.
Done.
So here's the thing, folks. All right. I just want to point out. So Danny had asked if I was like on page 3. So I've got 4 pages of notes. Danny has 4 and a quarter. All right. Yeah. First of all, rarely does she ever go over past me in terms of length of notes.
Yes.
Secondly, we have covered some very robust, beautiful, magical, fantastic, skilled, wonderful movies.
True works of art.
With like 3 pages.
Yeah. Unironically, like true works of gorgeous, soul-touching art.
How this thing garnered 4 pages, we figured is when it gets to this level, there's more ranting than noting.
It's true, yeah.
Also, this movie is 106 fucking minutes long, and with the Tubi commercials, it was like 97 hours and 15 minutes. It was terrible. Jesus Christ.
I know.
All right. So we've done a lot of expositive talking about our feelings and thoughts on this, but guess what? There's more.
Just like this movie.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
All right. So shall we get to the nitty-gritty of this stuff?
Let's do it.
So at this point, it's pretty clear that this thing is just a catastrophic fucking train wreck on every level, right?
Yeah.
So the question, listeners, I know this brewing in your head, why in the fuck did you bring it on the show then? Let me tell you why. As horrible as this is,
objectively.
but hold on, yeah, we have some follow-up here. I'm going to start with they made a movie.
Yeah.
All right. So never minimize that. And then the question is, do all movies need to be made? Meh. That's a conversation elsewhere, right? That's over, that's during a coffee clutch or something.
Just because one can do a thing does not mean one should.
Well, see, you said that before, and I argue that you absolutely should, right? Because everyone's going to make 100 pieces of shit before they make something that's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Right? There is nobody who walked into Hollywood and just like banged it out the first time. right? All of these, we've talked about them in the past because we heard about them so many times. It was getting frustrating because we were so close to talking a deal on so many different things with so many different people. And then we hear about the guy who, was, what was it, Bucket List,
Sure.
right? First script ever purchased. It was like $1 million.
Craziness.
Crazy. But the 30 some odd scripts before that nobody paid attention to. See, that's what they don't talk about. The only way you can get there is to start here. And here, if you don't have fuck all to work with, if you don't have anything, do what you can.
Right.
Right. So this script that we're writing we're doing it with the intention of it being zero budget.
Correct.
Right. The individual we're working with has some connections that can help with some mild effects things and stuff, or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, favors. Has a wide array of people who will
And this
help
is
him with
how this
favors.
stuff happens.
Right. Now, if we had money, we'd glam up the script a little bit.
Sure.
But, we're keeping it very ping, 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 ping. And anyway, so with that in mind, write what you can afford to shoot, right within your means.
Yes.
If you're doing it yourself and you have nothing, put your script together in such a way as you have someone playing 8 different characters. That's not a bad thing.
No.
That's not a criticism. That's so we had Roe, the cop was also the same actor.
Yeah.
The
emo boy,
and Anvil Head.
Yeah.
Right. So we got 4 characters, 1 actor.
Yeah.
You just saved yourself trying to convince 3 other people to work for free or trying to find money to pay them.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, and in fairness to that actor, they were distinctly different characters. It wasn't that we recognized them, because they were the same person in all the shots. It's because they have a very memorable face.
There isn't any Hollywood level makeup going on.
There is not.
So foundation, you can change the shade of your skin, but it's, I could still see it's you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the other thing, if you're writing something that you have very little money, or none, all right, it doesn't hurt to lean into it, which they clearly tried to do.
Oh yeah.
With a lot of this. My biggest bitch is don't put in the description, and maybe they didn't. We'll never know, because I don't think this thing will ever see the light of day unless people stumble on it accidentally. Because it was a deep dive to find it. It wasn't like in the recommended. It's like 20 minutes in.
Yeah, we did.
Looking for this fucking thing. Oh, here we go. But when you lean into it, all right, the only thing that's going to support it is good writing.
Right.
And that is where this, at the highest level, fails. The writing is so bad. The conversation is not it doesn't flow. Nothing in this movie takes us from point A to point B to point C to point D to the conclusion.
It's all wooden and wildly over expositive and
unattached. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? It would be like, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but it would be like if you had Tourette's, but it was a version of Tourette's where it wasn't just a word or a quick phrase. It was a whole fucking diatribe that lasted like 8 minutes. Just randomly, boom. That's what this whole movie was like. People were just uncontrollable bursts of words.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I wanted to bring this on because with all of this, I honestly feel if you find this and share this fucking movie with people, right? I bet 5 years from now, it'll be on cult classic lists.
It could.
Okay.
It's at that level.
I get frustrated with this level of ridiculousness in films.
Okay? I know, that's the thing. It's so bad.
But
no one could know. No one could not know how bad it is.
You can't not know.
Right. You can't not know. Watching it as you're making it, you can't not know that it's bad. Right? You can't look at it objectively and go, "Oh, this is working out quite well, isn't it?"
Yeah.
But
But
the conviction that it takes is exactly what you need
mhm,
to succeed in filmmaking.
yeah.
The conviction to look at what you're doing and go, yeah, I know, but it's what I can do.
I'm going to compare this. This is a no budget, $0 budget
Hmm.
version of Troll 2.
Sure.
Okay. Which is just as discombobulated as this,
Yeah, that movie's buck
but
wild.
somebody gave them a checkbook.
No, none of it makes any sense.
No, this movie. So anyway, my biggest bitch is the whole like animatronics thing. If I,
They could have easily come up with an idea that they could have believably done instead of just pretending
yeah,
that they had done it and hoping no one noticed that there were no
it
animatronics.
goes back to the research station in the Himalayas for the Yeti, and they filmed it in like Alabama in the forest at the height of summer.
Right.
You're supposed to pretend there's snow. Whatever. Anyway, um, here's the thing about a script. Okay, it can be rewritten.
It it can.
If you have something written and something during production you can't go that route, take 10 minutes and rewrite. Don't just keep going. Don't pretend the thing you can't do happened. Don't pretend the thing that you can't film talking about happened.
I know.
Take a minute and realize, okay, we got to just switch it, which is easy to do, right? It just that anyway, that's where this suffers. But here's the thing: there are people who love this level of absurdity
Yeah.
and ridiculousness, and that's why I think this could become a cult classic, right? I'm not going to watch Troll 2 maybe 2 more times in the rest of my life, you know, but it is fun sometimes.
Well, and even in this day and age, even in the I don't know what circle of hell we've descended into, but the
7.
oh, okay. This foul year of our Lord 2026. Little shout out there.
Woo-hoo.
There is something strangely charming about watching a film that is a very $0 budget film and knowing that all the people in this film are really there. You know they're only there because they love doing this stuff, right? Or because
Yes.
their really passionate friend roped them into it because that's what, you do if you're
Well, yeah, that's kind of how it happens. You got to start somewhere.
right?
Okay, so let's talk about the effects. Okay, 99% of them are just horrific. This whole green screen thing, I can't for the life of me figure out why. It seems so much more work than shooting someone in a window.
Well, and the other
Or
thing is like the combination of green screen and then the prop, department level effects
yeah,
versus the construction paper fireplace and
the aluminum foil.
the aluminum foil and the vinyl backdrops,
Yeah.
right? That you can get on Oriental Trading Company. Um, pick a, and also there were some actual sets, right? Pick a lane. Pick one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, so
You don't need to do all of them just so that you can say you did practical wherever you could, I guess.
yeah. Well, the whole thing with the conversations, I don't understand how it's any less difficult doing it the way they did it. When you shoot the scene from over Hans's shoulder on Spencer, and then you do the reverse, and you just shoot the scene again, and you cut in back and forth, which is essentially what they did. They shot the whole scene with
Right.
Hans and G, and then they shot the whole scene facing Spencer. But why not at the same time? Why use the superimposed, not moving, clearly digital picture pasted in front of somebody?
It's not even color corrected.
No. Oh, don't even. Yeah, color correction is not happening in this film anywhere.
No.
It is just complete 100% raw. Go with what you know, and damn be the fates. Uh,
Straight out of the box.
yeah. So the script, when I say the script is bad, the dialogue is terrible.
Oh, yeah. One of my particularly favorite lines was, "This city's not going to pollute itself."
Yeah. PTSD. Just I'm okay.
Oh,
Shake it
was
off.
it the voice? Was it too real?
It was too real.
Shake it out.
It's too real, Roy. It's just too real. Anyway, um, dialogue is an issue in a lot of independent films, especially no budget, low budget
It
stuff,
is.
for a number of reasons. And you know what? That's fine. Still,
I will say dialogue is it's hard.
it is hard. Cliff and Marty, hands down, just nail dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it seems so. That's not to say nobody else does, like David, Hilton, and everyone else. Um, it's good, but that's their thing.
Right.
That is where they excel. You know, it's like someone could write a script, and then instead of like thinking up dialogue, they could just like be standing off to the side and hit it like fucking spot on,
Right?
right? And it's always relevant, and it's so natural. That's the thing. You can't have 63 sentences in your character's speech block.
Right.
That's just no.
It's
You just don't do it.
madness. It's
Yeah,
madness.
yeah. So conversation in film is always, there's brevity. It's to the point, to the point, to the point. It has to deal with the now, and it has to move us forward. That's the whole thing. Move forward, move forward.
Yeah.
But the interchanges have to be smooth as well. The natural feel of it, and they're just so good at it. Nothing about this one has any of that. So, but the other thing I want to point out is the dialogue is horrendous, but the script itself, the structure, the story
Yeah.
is I don't I don't need we need to like come up with a word. We need to come up with a new word. We've been playing Scrabble a lot with
I know.
Lily, so we need to start like thinking shit up that can cover some of the things we just can't articulate and aren't in the lexicon of the English language.
Search German because German has a lot of weird words for very highly specific things.
They do.
I think that
Well, so let me talk about the effects. So 99% were shit, but the 1%, like we said,
we're
good
decent.
Halloween costume level stuff,
Right.
right? So like the cleaver in the head, good. The bullet hole, even though it was the size of a quarter, and she was still talking, you know,
Yeah.
they did the flesh mound build up, to make the hole and stuff
Yeah, that was
on
pretty
the
good.
forehead. Yeah. And yeah, I mean,
I
they
mean,
they went to the trouble of getting, fake body parts.
mhm,
They did have some kind of blood, like in the bathroom, there was a bit of blood, like
a
practical
little.
blood. Oh,
A,
yeah, very little compared to what was happening.
my note continuously throughout this film was more blood.
I
More
know.
blood would have fixed this. More blood would have made this excusable.
Well, to a point for me,
When in doubt, drown it out.
I mean, that's kind of it. But also, there's nothing about this that really sang horror to me.
No.
You know, I could think of a million different ways to for each scene to like add something to it. But here's the problem: Hans and G spend so much fucking time saying nothing, right? That all that screen time, half of it could have been put towards tension to get some suspense to set us up for
All the
a jump
Hans
scare.
narration. You could have cut the whole slime corp puppet bit out of the film and saved us all at least 40 minutes of our lives.
Yeah,
And why have all the old people playing young people and young people playing old people?
I know that also. But here's the best part: we
Oh,
will probably never ever get to hear why. It just is. It's It's this thing that exists, this unknown, this singularity floating through the cosmos,
Yeah.
unnoticed, undetected. We'll know no more about it. But anyway.
I mean, I feel like now, if you have listened to us talk about this film and it makes you want to go watch it, then good for you. I hope that you have fun.
and and if you do, share it. So it's on Tubi.
It is.
It
Tubi
will,
is a free service.
whether it's a nickel or a penny or whatever the fuck it is these days, it's going to generate money every time someone watches it.
I mean, a whole millionths of cents.
Yeah. But at over time, right, it becomes something, and it's really not even the money at this point. I think these people would be absolutely thrilled if someone reached out to them and said, "Hey, we're having a local convention of da 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 da. Would you mind coming? Because we're going to screen your film."
Yeah, because their distributor did them so dirty.
Oh fuck yeah!
And that could be a lesson, I think. Research your distributors.
Well, coincidentally, Hilton had a very good bit of dialogue about that,
Yes.
distributors and stuff, in our interview with him, previous episode. And we've talked to David about it early on.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, really. We've always talked
Oh, yeah.
distribution for the indie folks, especially.
Yeah.
And it's
But this
all
movie is a good lesson in research your distributors because I'd never heard of this one.
I know, yeah. And it was, like I said, it wasn't an easy find. And
It's not even on IMDb. I've never found a movie that
it's
was on
not
a service that isn't on IMDb.
especially all the obscure shit we've seen.
You know what I
That's
think
like-
this means? I think it means that you and I, my dear, have leveled up. Oh, we are in the like top 2% weirdos
We are the gods
that find these gems.
Oh, okay. Anyway, this could be potential cult classic material. It is worth a watch,
Mhm.
right? If not just for what not to do, but also to like hold yourself up against and be like, oh man, I listened to what they said, but watching this movie, I didn't see anything wrong with the script. That's your key to go, hold on, time for some reflection. And maybe read another book about, the art of writing and make a little change. Because let me tell you, folks, cult classic or not, it's not going to forgive this script.
Yeah, the outline for this was a crazy board.
I'm gonna take Steve Martin's line from Trains, Planes, and Automobiles
Okay.
to John Candy. Have a point. When you tell a story, have a point. It makes it so much more entertaining for the listener.
It does, yeah.
And when you do that in a script and you shoot it, it makes it so much more fun to watch. And by fun, I mean not soul crushing, migraine inducing. Yeah. So Christmas Bloodbath, I guess roughly it could have been on near or after Christmas. It's really just kind of a thing. There was no bloodbath. There was a little itty bit of blood.
There was a Santa in it.
Well, yeah, but then there was a bathtub, but not a bathtub of blood. So if you had some blood and you have a bloodbath, that counts. Zero animatronics.
Yeah, you know what? Now, hold on, pause. I'm furious now. This movie is called Christmas Bloodbath, and my main complaint throughout my entire note taking, the one I repeated over and over and over and over, was not enough blood.
Yeah.
I am. I don't know what I am.
And here's the thing, we've talked about it too. If you have no money, you can make fake blood super easy, right? Do it. Do it. Take $20 out of your pocket and get some, volume of fake blood, even if it's like the pinky looking stuff or whatever, right? Just get something.
red
But
water, red dye in water. I
but
mean, if you have to.
if you put bloodbath anywhere in your script, and especially if you put it in the title,
Hmm.
please have one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. But
We got bamboozled out of animatronics.
animatronics, the blood, I don't know. And all the shit they talked about was, yeah. Anyway, with that, go to our website.
lordsandmisrollproductions.com.
Everything is there. Um, the only change is instead of podcast, it now says Bravo for the B-side podcast on the menu.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I was making room, I can't have a page that says podcast and then we have 2 podcasts,
Sure.
which um, still in the works, but other things happening. So, but we'll get there. Um, email, everything's there. Links to our stuff and our Patreons. Please visit our Patreon and hey, maybe sign up. $5 a month or whatever it comes out to now when they take out and stuff. It's weird. We would appreciate it. Be
We sure
helpful.
would.
And also,
What?
whatever you're listening to this on,
Like, follow, subscribe,
there's a bunch of buttons and some
comment,
things. Yes.
blow a kiss,
Rate, review.
right?
Please do all that stuff.
Share.
Share. That's even better.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the share line, someone has to do all this stuff because it's really helpful.
It is.
So yeah, please give us some stars, give us some comments, send us some emails. The first 2 interviews that we did of the year were people reaching out to us.
I know.
Right? And Hilton off because we're trying to get Hilton and Kyle going. And Hilton's like, hey, I'll do it. Basically, in a very nice way, he's basically saying, fuck that guy.
Right.
I'll talk to you. I want to wait for him.
Right.
So anyway, do all that stuff. We would appreciate it. And just real quick, everything going on, don't get pulled away from what it is that you are and what it is that you do. You're a creator, and you create. Hold on to that. So write that train wreck of a script, shoot that half the time it's just audio, not even video movie.
Do the part that maybe you don't quite get, but at least you're doing something.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, for all the people who are doing stuff, you know what? Work for a Subway sandwich to do the lighting on this no budget film because they probably aren't going to use any anyway. Be the sound guy, do the stuff, help one another out.
Build your community if you need to. I mean,
yeah, if you aren't near one, start building one.
Yeah.
It's you can do it online. It's not as great, but it is there. Anyway,
all right, kids.
That covers Christmas Bloodbath, and it's been nice talking to the peeps.
Yeah.
Who I want to say, or we say goodbye. Hello, listeners in like 23 different countries.
Cool.
Yeah. Everything from Philippines to I know more than one country. Philippines, South Korea, Japan, Thailand, most of Europe, and a couple actually in Russia. So, Germany, Finland, all this and that. Several in South Africa, Sudan, which is wild. Egypt, it's cool. I just want to say I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
That you're listening to rambling Americans going on about B movies and indie films. So thank you.
That was very nice. Well, until next time, this is Danny.
And this is Jim.
We'll catch you later.
Bye.